Topping today's news, an early morning drive-by shooting results in another homicide for the country. A young man charged with the shooting death of the young Jamaican mother in Redland Acres last week. The Ministry of Tourism looking to return to the 2019 record-breaking numbers for tourism arrivals and skeletal remains discovered on Grand Bahama. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCn Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. In news from the crime front, a man is dead and another is in hospital following a double shooting in the early hours this morning. Police say that the deceased was out on bail for a murder allegedly committed 6 years ago. According to Assistant Commissioner of Police Kenton Taylor, the shooting unfolded shortly before 4 a.m. at a business establishment on 6th Terrace off Collins Avenue. The male had just left the establishment, a popular nightclub, and was in the area of East Avenue when the occupants of a gray vehicle opened fire on the men, hitting them multiple times. According to ACP Taylor, the victim is a 34-year-old. The second victim, a 30-year-old of Camp Road, and was taken to hospital by emergency medical services personnel, where he is detained in critical condition. ACP Taylor confirms that police are following significant leads into this latest killing. Police are also investigating a shooting incident here in the capital that occurred around midday Sunday on Peter Street, just off Market Street. According to reports, the 28-year-old victim was working on a vehicle when he was approached, subsequently shot by the suspect who exited a dark-colored vehicle. He was shot multiple times and taken to the hospital via a private vehicle where he is detained in stable condition. During the incident, a public service transportation vehicle was also damaged. Police are now seeking the public's assistance in identifying and locating 3 males responsible for this shooting incident. Detectives are following significant leads once again as active investigations continue. From the Magistrates Court, 23-year-old Jeffrey Clark, alias JJ or American, was charged before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt for causing the death of 22-year-old Jamaican national Tadasha Sears Morgan. It is alleged that on Friday, October 14th, while driving a dark-colored Japanese vehicle, Clark approached the deceased as she stood outside her apartment complex in the area of Redland Acres. It is believed that Clark then exited the vehicle and shot Sears Morgan multiple times about the body. Clark was not required to enter a plea, as this matter will be continued by a voluntary bill of indictment. He was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections until February 6, 2023. Also being charged with 1 count of attempted murder and 1 count of possession of a firearm with the intent to harm was 22-year-old Craig DeVoe. It is alleged that DeVoe, on Wednesday, October 12th, opened fire on a group of men while standing in a yard on Shaw's Drive, Redland Acres, which resulted in Kenton Pollard being shot multiple times. DeVoe was also unable to enter a plea, as the matter will continue by way of a voluntary bill of indictment on February 6 in 2023. Both males were remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections. It is no doubt an embarrassing moment for the Royal Bahamas Police Force after a young police constable who graduated from the police training college only 8 days earlier found himself in court after being accused of stabbing another man. Appearing before Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt late Friday afternoon, 26-year-old Shanton Bethel was charged with causing grievous bodily harm. Particulars are that Bethel stabbed Kramer Casanova to the head, neck, and forearm on Wednesday, October 19th, while in an area of Westridge Estates. Doctors say Casanova's injuries were life-threatening, but he has since been released from the hospital. Meanwhile, Bethel pleaded not guilty to the charges and was granted $5,000 bail with 1 or 2 sureties. Bethel, who was represented by attorney Audrey Barnaby, will return to court on December 19th for a status hearing. New police officers are on probation for 2 years before they are confirmed. Tourism officials looking to end 2022 by matching the record of pre-COVID-19 tourist arrivals and the historic numbers from 2019, which was dubbed a banner year for tourism in the Bahamas. Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper, confirmed that tourism officials are looking forward to meeting record-setting numbers by the end of 2022.
So we are pushing the 16-island destination. We're excited about this market. We're already 40% ahead of what we've done in 2019. We're hoping to meet our overall target for arrivals in the Bahamas for 2019 for this year compared with 2019. We're going to match 2019. And I remind you, 2019 was a banner year, but we're going to beat 2019 next year. These are exciting times for the Bahamas.
The tourism minister was speaking on the sidelines of the ministry's successful global sales and marketing mission to North Carolina under the theme, Bringing the Bahamas to You. DPM Cooper led a delegation including Minister for Grand Bahama Ginger Moxie, who he says signed an agreement for a sister city relationship with the city of Concord. Deputy Prime Minister Cooper believes the Carolinas is an important market for the Bahamas.
I have 5 major airlift routes with American Airlines from Charlotte direct to Nassau, to Abaco, to Eleuthera, to Grand Bahama, and of course to Georgetown, Exuma. We're very excited about this. American Airlines has been a great partner. We are promoting our 16-island destination. Yes, we're excited about Nassau Paradise Island, but we want our guests and our tourists to know that they can go direct, for example, to Nassau and onward to Harbor Island by ferry, or they can go to Freeport, Grand Bahama and onward to Crown Haven, Abaco by ferry, or of course they can go to Georgetown, Exuma, and then they can visit Long Island, see the Dean's Blue Hole, for example, in Long Island, and experiencing all of the seafood dishes and the culture and the art and the spirit of our people in Long Island.
Additional direct flights will begin this coming November from North Carolina. Deputy Prime Minister Cooper revealing that Bahamas Air will fly directly from Raleigh, North Carolina to Freeport, Grand Bahama on to New Providence, Nassau, the Lyndon Pinley International Airport, noting that there are already a lot of bookings on this flight according to travel advisors. Last week, Wednesday and Thursday, tourism officials hosted more than 200 guests during their mission to the Carolinas, key industry leaders, sales and trade representatives in Carolina as well. Deputy Prime Minister Cooper says he considers the region an extremely important gateway market, and he believes the Ministry of Tourism's message was well received. And finally, in this segment, with the expected increase in tourism numbers, Bahamas Air is in discussions with the government to extend their services to Antigua, Bridgetown, Barbados, and other islands in the Caribbean. This coming from Deputy Managing Director of Bahamas Air, Prince Storr. Mr. Storr adds that another destination the national flag carrier is looking into is the Georgetown, Exuma to Fort Lauderdale route. In terms of the modernization of the company, Mr. Storr says they plan to add 1 new aircraft with larger capacities to their fleet each year from now until 2025.
We've replaced all of our H-8 aircraft with some of the most advanced turboprop aircraft in the industry, and that's the ATR. And you would see those coming in to Georgetown more often, which is the 70-seater and the 40-seaters. Like I said, those are the most advanced turboprops on the market today. In regards to our jet fleet, we're still sticking in the Boeing 737 family, but we're now replacing all of our H-500 series aircraft. We're just retiring the last one this month, and I'm happy to announce that we've just taken delivery of another Boeing 737-700, which is called the next generation aircraft. We just took delivery of that on Saturday. That aircraft arrived here in Nassau on Saturday. We're doing some last minute preparations, and that aircraft will be placed into service in short order.
In a move to improve customer service, Mr. Storr goes on to say that Bahamas Air is implementing a bag tracker system or tracer system so that they will be able to track baggage at any given time to lower the risk of lost luggage.
In our maintenance department, we're implementing a new system, an Alchem system, which will help us to streamline our maintenance. It'll also help us to allow the aircraft to fly more and also compact the maintenance where it will actually be able to we'll be able to utilize the aircraft more. We also have a new system, what they call a crew resource management, and this is to do with flight operations. What this is we're utilizing a computer system that will actually schedule crews in a more efficient manner. So we would have crews, let's say, on the ground less and flying more. that too goes to help towards our bottom line. The more the crews fly, the more we could service our destinations. We also have what they call a SEG accounting package. This is a package that automates our recording, our reporting systems within our financial department, and it gives us an ease where we could provide auditing of the financials a lot sooner and get our reports out.
According to Mr. Storr, this is an effort to provide passengers with a smooth and effortless process and continue to deliver top service. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.